Be ready, start. A guardrail of democracy. The basic structure doctrine is vital because it checks executive and legislative overreach. An unfortunate new dimension has been added to the ongoing tussle between the government and the Supreme Court over judicial appointments. The basic structure doctrine formulated by the Supreme Court in the Keswanand Bharti versus State of Kerala case. The doctrine holds that Parliament has the right to amend the Constitution but not alter or erase certain basic and inviolate characteristics of the Constitution. 2 weeks ago, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar expressed his disapproval of the 1973 judgment, asking if the judiciary could put fetters on Parliament's powers to amend the Constitution and frame laws in a democratic nation. He called the verdict a very incorrect precedent that must be deliberated. Days later, Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud hailed the decision as groundbreaking and said it continued to guide judges in interpreting and implementing the Constitution. Delivering a lecture, the CJI extolled the benefits of the doctrine in keeping the soul of the Constitution alive through changing times. The contrasting views must be seen against the backdrop of the government's unsuccessful effort in 2015 to change the process of judicial appointments, which was thwarted by the Supreme Court using the basic structure doctrine. For the last half century, the doctrine has held the country in good stead, though not explicitly specified or spelled out by the Supreme Court. The doctrine has helped check executive and legislative overreach and the momentary excesses natural in the majoritarian system of governance. It is now a key lever helping maintain a balance between the branches of government. By its nature, the doctrine puts fetters on the powers that a strong executive believes it must control. Remember the fractious context of the 1973 case decided by the narrow west of majorities and displeasing a government with a large majority in parliament, and how the importance of such guardrails became plain 2 years later when then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi showed the dangers of unchecked powers vested in a single organ of government by suspending democracy itself. In some ways, then, it is not surprising that the debate has been ignited again, but as the emergency and the impulses of several governments have shown a robust and transparent oversight process, of which the basic structure doctrine is a key instrument, is not only important for a functional democracy but also indispensable. Rethink the Aravali Safari Park project, an assault on the Aravali mountain range, which acts as a barrier between the desert in the west and plains in the east is unending. Along with the existing threats, illegal mining and realty development, the Haryana government has added a new one: tourism. Last May, the Haryana Tourism Cooperation announced a design competition for a proposed Aravali Safari Park. The authorities feel that the zoo safari will attract tourists and conserve biodiversity. And even though concrete structures and fencing of a 10,000-acre region will disrupt the ecosystem, it may not require a green clearance. This newspaper reported on Sunday that Haryana has not yet applied for the environment or forest clearance from the center because, based on a June 8, 2022 guideline of the Union Environment Ministry, such a project may be categorized as a forestry activity requiring no such clearance. A zoo safari in an eco-fragile zone will not safeguard the area's natural heritage. In a recent letter to the Haryana Chief Minister M.L. Khattar and Union Environment Minister Bhupender Yadav, the Aravali Bachao Citizens Movement said that the safari will be a death knell for native wildlife, especially big mammals. It is critical for wild animals to move from one habitat to another and between populations to avoid inbreeding and fights for space. Human erected barriers can put them in danger. In a series of articles, this newspaper noted how the Aravalis were crucial to the health of the national capital region and how poorly the administration was faring in protecting it, pushing a revenue-focused plan that can disturb the flora and fauna of the eco-fragile zone, and that too in a climate-hit era, is reckless. The government must reconsider the project.